Before we get into this one, I want to thank everyone for 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate the support and I love reading all your comments, even though it's getting quite hard to respond to them all. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the next highly requested episode of my themed inventory series, this one an orange inventory. I've decided to add even more skins in this video than we normally have, so hopefully you guys will like this one. As budgets go, this is a fair bit more expensive than previous inventories. This is largely because of the fact there is less orange skins, so there is less opportunity to find cheaper alternatives, plus the fact I've included multiple extra skins in this video. So with that in mind, this inventory, without gloves or a knife, comes in at around £175. But of course, feel free to cut skins out of this inventory that you don't use or don't want to help bring the price down if need be. As always, leave your skin suggestions in the comments below and let's kick it off with our CT side pistols, starting with the USPS Orange Anolis. This will set you back £12.55 in minimal wear if you pick up a souvenir one. The reason you need a souvenir is the standard USPS Orange Anolis can be used to trade up to the AK Gold Arabesque, so that inflates the price quite a bit. Souvenirs can't be traded up, however, so you can save yourself quite a bit of money going with a souvenir one. Also with the USPS there is the Orion, which I actually prefer, but it costs a lot more, coming in at £40 in field tested. For the other CT starting pistol, the P2000, we have my personal play skin, the Imperial Dragon. £3.68 will get you one in minimal wear, but I would recommend getting one as low float as you can, as otherwise this skin starts to get quite purple. For our T-side pistol, we have the Glock 18 Reactor for £4 and 6p in field tested. The P250 is next with the first of two Bengal Tiger skins that feature in this video. £7.38 will get you one in minimal wear, so it's a bit more towards the expensive side. The Tech 9 Safety Net is a nice cheap skin that costs just 95p in factory new and fits this inventory very well. On the CT side, we have another cheap skin in the 5.7 Orange Pill for just 60p in factory new. So I mentioned we were adding a few extra skins, so let's quickly add the R8 Revolver Skull Crusher for £1.66 in field tested, the Dual Beretta's Demolition for £4.18 in well worn, and the CZ75 Tigris for 82p in minimal wear. Lastly for the pistols, let's grab the Deagle Light Rail for 59p. I'd probably rather the Blaze or the Fennec Fox for the Deagle, but both of these cost a fortune, so for that reason we've gone with the Light Rail. Okay, SMG's next, and let's kick it off with the MP9 Modest Threat for just 27p in factory new. The MP7 Urban Hazard is also a nice addition to this loadout, so let's add it for 24p in factory new. The Mac 10 Heat isn't massively orange, but it's the best we've got, so let's spend £1.58 on one of these in field tested. We have a few more cheap SMG skins next, starting with the P90 Chopper for 88p in minimal wear. The PP Bison Osiris is next for just 81p in minimal wear. And lastly for our subs, let's get the UMP Oscillator for 39p in factory new. Now I don't normally do heavy weapons as I tend to stick to the guns that people use the most, but let's quickly throw in the £3.43 Mag 7 Core Breach and then the Negev Dev Texture for just 60p, both of these in minimal wear. Right, now it's time for our rifles, and let's kick it off on the CT side with the M4A1S Atomic Alloy. £28 and 2p gets us one in field tested, but I really like this skin, so I'd say it's worth it. For the standard M4, we don't really have many great options, but probably the best is the Asimov. That being said, this will set you back around £100, so I won't be including this in the inventory budget. Staying on the CT side, we have the AUG Bengal Tiger for £4 exactly in minimal wear, and lastly the FAMAS Meltdown for £15.44 in field tested. On the T side, let's start with the AK Safety Net for £4.39 in field tested, then let's grab the SG Tiger Moth for £2.24 in factory new, lastly followed by the Galil Orange DD-Pat for £11.94 in field tested. For our snipers, let's start with the T-side Auto Sniper, the G3 SG1. The orange crash skin for this costs just 23p for factory new, so it's a nice cheap win. The Scar didn't really have any nice orange skins, and being how little it's used, I decided to leave that one out of this video. Now for our Scout, let's pick up the Slashed for £1.39 in field tested. And right, with our AWP it gets a bit more expensive. The cheaper option is the Wildfire for £61 and 3p in field tested. But for a completely orange skin, the Boom is even better, but this will cost you £90 for one in minimal wear, but honestly, pick whichever one suits your budget. Before we do the gloves and knives, let's grab the cheapest agent there is, the Elite Crew agent for the T side. The orange shirt and bare sleeves make this £1.10 agent great for any orange knife and glove combos. Speaking of which, let's start with the gloves, for which we have a few different budget options. The cheapest is the Badlands hand wraps that can be picked up for about £140 in field tested. The Moto Gloves POW are a nice orange option, but come in at about £400 in field tested. Arguably the best fitting, but also the most expensive, are the Tiger Strike gloves for almost £700 in field tested, but you could probably get away with well worn for a bit over £400 if you really wanted these. And lastly, for our knife, any of the Tiger Tooth skins will work the best. At the cheapest end, we have the Navajar knife for about £170 in factory new, but of course the price will depend on what knife you want to get. As always, please drop your suggestions for inventory themes you want to see me make next, and thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one.